Today's video is going to be all about the PlushBeds Botanical Bliss. We have reviewed this mattress a ton of times in the past, but we're currently testing the 9-inch medium model, and there are some minor distinctions about it that set it apart from previous iterations. So we're going to be talking about that and a lot more, starting with the policies it's backed by. Then we'll cover its overall construction and design elements. We'll talk about how this bed feels, how firm it is, of course, how much it costs. And then at the very end, I'll even sum things up with a nice final verdict so you can make a well-informed decision about this bed today. In case you didn't know already, my name is JD. I work over here at the Slumber Yard, a place in which we review all things online mattresses. Companies send us beds for free so we can test them out over here and give you a first-hand experience on them. So if that sounds good to you or you get something out of this video, like it and subscribe to the Slumber Yard while you're at it. But now let's review this version of the Botanical Bliss. Okay, so right up top here, let's cover the policies that you're going to be backed by these days should you decide to go the route of the Botanical Bliss. It is going to ship to you for completely free, full size. So rather than showing up in a slender 4-foot tall box, it's going to arrive in a big cardboard box, but it's going to be the size of the entire mattress. So you're going to have a lot of cardboard post unboxing, but you're also going to be able to sleep on it night one. No need to wait on the expansion. You can also spend up to get the Botanical Bliss with white glove delivery and even in-home setup, but that is going to cost you a little bit more. Once this bed is in your possession, you get 100 nights to basically try it out in the comfort of your own home risk-free. If you decide it's not really right for you within that time frame, you can get completely free returns, but if the opposite occurs and you want to keep it, it's backed by a lifetime warranty. More information regarding this policy set should be linked down below in the description box, in addition to much more information about this bed. Now let's cover the bed's design and construction elements. Again, we're testing the 9-inch medium model, and it's an all latex foam bed that's entirely comprised of natural and organic materials. On the bottom, you have a 6-inch support core of a durable latex foam. Then you have 2 inches of latex foam that's also certified organic. And then above that, you've got some organic wool for additional comfort, and it's all wrapped up in an organic cotton cover. This design pretty much adds up to give the Botanical Bliss a standard latex foam feel. So though it's rather thin compared to your average mattress, its latex foam layers make the bed ultra responsive and supportive. It just feels like a super bouncy and almost spongy bed, for lack of a better term there. It's not going to be the absolute best feel for everyone out there, especially if you prefer more of a memory foam option or even a neutral foam option. But we would say that latex foam beds are still pretty generally comfortable, especially if you're more of a green thumb out there. Most other latex beds are really firm, or at least on the firmer end of the spectrum. This one, not so much. We would clock it right in between a medium and a medium firm on our scale. So it is of the more pressure-relieving variety of latex foam bed, and it's going to cater to the needs of all sleep styles, backside, stomach, and combination. I would say the 10-inch or 12-inch versions of this bed are going to provide more comfort layers and, a little bit more pressure relief for strict side sleeping. So if you're more of a side sleeper, I would definitely steer you towards those high profiles as opposed to this one. One of the main things about the Botanical Bliss is that it is a certified organic bed, and it has a ton of certifications just to back up how ethically sourced it is. The materials within this mattress meet the global organic latex and textile standards. The whole mattress itself is Green Guard Gold certified, and there are a ton of other certifications just to prove how ethically sourced this mattress is. We'll try to link some others down below in the description box. In terms of what couples should know about the bed, the edge support on this mattress is pretty good, considering that it's just a big latex foam chunk with some organic cotton and wool above that. It does a pretty good job at supporting you along the edges, especially considering that there aren't any coils within the bed. The motion isolation is average. We would say it's pretty decent for a latex foam bed, considering that it's ultra responsive and bouncy. It's not going to deaden tons of motion for you, but it's not going to overly reverberate for you and your partner either. I think you're going to be just fine in terms of motion isolation with this thing. And in terms of sleeping temperature, we would pretty much clock the Botanical Bliss at a flat temperature neutral. It's not going to be an active cooling option, but it shouldn't excessively warm up on you either. One thing to know about latex foam is that it does remain pretty cool throughout the night, so that's one advantage to having this material in your mattress. One big thing for couples regarding the Botanical Bliss is that you can actually purchase this bed in split king and queen size versions, which essentially divides the firmness of the bed down the middle for you and your partner if you can't quite agree on how firm you want your bed to be. Split queens we don't generally see for online mattresses, especially of the more organic variety. But speaking of that, let's talk about how much you're going to be shelling out for the Botanical Bliss in the 9-inch medium model. As of when I'm doing this video, you're looking at paying around the $1,850 mark after discount for the queen size. That pricing may be a little bit different. Mattress pricing within the online space often changes, and it usually depends on the time of year you want to buy, and it could be cheaper around a major holiday for you. So be sure to check in the description box to see current discounts and to see whatever is current with the pricing for the Botanical Bliss mattress. But speaking of that, it's pretty much going to sum it up for today's review on it. I would say if you're more of a green thumb and you're interested in an eco-friendly mattress with a latex foam feel that's on the slightly firmer end of the spectrum, and you're willing to spend up for a really premium organic option that's backed by a ton of eco certifications, it could be well worth it. Otherwise, I would save your money and go with a neutral foam option or even a dense memory foam one if you want a lot more body contouring pressure relief. But you know, that's the scoop with this mattress. What do you guys think? Would you sleep on the Botanical Bliss? Have you tried out another plush bed? Write us down below in the comments and let us know your thoughts. Again, if you got something out of today's video, leave a like on it and subscribe to the channel while you're at it. But that's going to do it with today's video. I'm JD with the Slumber Yard, and like always, sleep right, sleep tight, and we'll see you next time.